Alright guys, so what I'm gonna do here is gonna be kind of different because I don't really have anyone. I don't have any viewers, of course, because I'm starting from scratch. Really ask me questions for Q&A, so I'm gonna be doing something I'm gonna call borrowed Q&A, which is like I'll take a bunch of popular questions from other YouTubers' Q&As by doing some very in-depth research on Google and see it comes up. Question one is, what is your middle name? And my middle name is Hans. It is a German middle name. Yeah, pretty much it. It is. It sounds a lot fancier than you would imagine my middle name be. Like, if I were to give myself a middle name to capture my personality, I would give it like Jacob Disco Weston. Jacob Disco Weston. But nah. No, instead of like, I get something super fun like Jacob Holmes Weston. Jacob Holmes Weston. Yes, 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 yes. What is your favorite color? So, my favorite color is blue, light blue. Yeah, I like a good light blue. My room is supposedly light blue, but it's practically white. I don't know. I like it, but I'm a light blue person. It's just a really happy color. Who was your first best friend? My first best friend was probably my friend Jake. Jake was awesome. He moved a couple of years ago, but he was a great friend. And I miss him a bit because he was like, there isn't really anyone in my age range near me that at least likes stuff that I like comics and video games and stuff. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. He likes video games and other things too. I miss the guy. And who knows, man? Hey Jake, if you're watching, that you are. But hey, how tall are you? 5'11" or 6 foot? Six. I haven't measured myself in a while, but I think I'm around 6 foot. My ideal height would be like 6 foot, 6'1". So I feel like that's a good height, especially for a profession I'm going into. Cats or dogs? I have two cats. I really love dogs. Dogs are just cats for how low maintenance they are, and that's kind of nice because they just do whatever they want. Dogs, they're just so loyal and always so happy to see you. Like I've got to go against my cats and go dogs on this one. Funniest moment throughout school. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can find a picture. I doubt I can, but me, Jake, and my other friend always used to do this thing called box lane, and me and Jake invented when we were just hanging out in my garage one day. I got a skateboard that day from a flea market. It was the most genius but just awful idea of all time. We saw a skateboard. We also had a bunch of big boxes for some reason. We named it box lane because you put the box on the skateboard, cut off the top so that you could sit in it, and then go down this steep hill that's next to our house. It's terribly... I would still do it today if I had a skateboard and a big box. My parents refused to let me do that again though because it was so dangerous, but it was so fun. If I can find that stuff, I'll definitely make a vlog about doing it. But I'll see if I can find a picture and flash it up now. Alright. How many countries have you visited? Technically, I guess you could count Canada. Country. I'm guessing means besides where you are. I've only ever really technically been in Canada, but I was like 3. It was on some cruise. It was fun. When I was born, all the fun stuff stopped. Like, until I was like 5, which I wouldn't remember anything now. We were going on like cruises and everything, but now we don't like do anything. It's like my family was like, ugh, we're not gonna do anything with him, are we? I mean, he has a head that looks like a block of wood. But yeah, I guess technically Canada, but I don't really remember it. Are you in or have you gone to college? No. 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 I don't plan to go to college either. And that gets a big reaction out of someone when I tell them, especially at my school, like a teacher or something like, oh, Jacob, where are you going to college? Then I'm just like, I'm not. And they just give me a death stare like, what? And I mean, no, it's just, you don't need to go to college to be a pro wrestler. I'm not going to go to college. Because, I mean, the way I see it, as maybe, I technically have a backup plan, because if I can't be a pro wrestler, I'm going to be an actor. But I'm going to be a pro wrestler. Because one of my favorite quotes ever was from CM Punk, one of my favorite wrestlers ever. And it was that doubt messes up anything. Take the strongest foundation and sprinkle just a little bit of doubt on it, and it will crumble. And that's why I see, like, if I'm going to go into pro wrestling, I have to be in there with the mindset of, I will go light. I will make it all the way with this. Like, I'm going to go into it, and I'll be, as successful as I dream I will. Because, like, do you believe you can do it? Then you'll do it. Put in the hard work. And one sort of weird thing for me, though, is recently, I've stumbled on to New Japan. And my goal might be different, because, of course, eventually I want to make it to WWE. Because that's, like, the big house in the sky for us, and, like, oh, that's the big thing, except New Japan, I really want to wrestle there. Because New Japan is, like, the best of the best. I'm enjoying New Japan more than I am than WWE right now. That might be awful to say, but I mean, I like it more, because New Japan is just, like, there are time restraints, but it's a lot more like, I don't know, the wrestling's just so much better in Japan, and I love the storylines. I love the storylines in WWE, but I mean, it just gets annoying. Like, 30 minutes of wrestling on Raw, the rest is talking. I like New Japan because it's just solid, amazing, pretty much WWE pay-per-view matches just on their weekly show, and I don't know, it's recently, I've really started saying my mind more on New Japan than WWE, and I want to make it there someday. I want to make it a WWE someday, but New Japan is a big thing I want to do in pro wrestling. Wow, we really got off topic, but no, I don't plan to go to college. What was your favorite/worst subject in school? Worst? Geometry last year. Sophomore year geometry is awful. That thing killed my GPA, and I hate it. I was happy to walk out of that class with a C. Low C, I'm fine. I passed. Next question. What is your favorite drink? Depends what mood I'm in, but generally, I'm from the South. Sweet tea. Hands down sweet tea. That's a good, like, general mood. If not sweet tea, milkshakes, because you know what? They are delicious. I don't care if I'm doing, I'll run 100 miles to burn off my QT birthday cake shake. I'm bad about eating healthy, but I mean, if I'm offered a milkshake, if I'm on a diet, I can't say no. That's just rude. You can't. I don't do it because it's delicious. I do it because it's rude to turn someone down who's offering you a milkshake. Like, hey man, this thing's 1,000 calories. I'm like, well, I can't say no to you. That would just be rude. What is your favorite animal? Wombats, because they are magical. Tea or coffee? Sweet tea. Caramel macchiato coffee. Caramel macchiato coffee, that's just basically hot chocolate with espresso. I'm sorry, Starbucks. Starbucks' caramel macchiatos are awful. I hate Starbucks' caramel macchiatos. I haven't had anything else from them, really. Just because I hate their caramel macchiatos, and that ruined it for me. QTs are amazing. I love QT. What sports do you play/have you played? Soccer for a season, wasn't a fan. Flag football for a season, that was somewhat better. I wanted to do tumbling this summer just so I could learn how to do a backflip, but that didn't work out, so I want to do wrestling next year too, like high school wrestling, because even though those are completely different things, still think that would be a pretty cool experience. What is your favorite book? Crazy is My Superpower, AJ Mendez book. Here. This book is amazing. Like, easily the best autobiography or just in general book I have ever read. Like, you will not find a better one because it's just a great message, great story, and anyone who picks up will love it. If you haven't read it, read it. Alright guys, so that's a good 15 questions. I think that's a good stopping point. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Probably going to be doing daily vlogs Monday through Friday. Because I work on weekends and it's just a lot to do. So yeah, hope y'all have a great weekend. And I'll see you next time, my surreal citizens.